As the light of dawn begins to breathe through the ancient stones, you can almost feel the air shift. The temple stands quiet, its great doors half open, waiting. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of burning candles and the slow rhythm of silence. The flames bend and tremble, as though aware that someone holy is about to pass through. You notice how his steps leave a faint glow on the ground, as though each place he walks becomes a promise that the earth itself can be made holy. He passes pillars carved with stories of faith and loss, and the shadows between them seem to fade. You feel a stillness settling in your chest, a sense that everything broken can be healed, everything hidden can be found. At times, he looks upward, as if speaking silently to the heavens. The expression on his face is not sorrow but compassion, a calm awareness of every burden people carry, and a willingness to carry them all. You sense that in this walk he carries yours too, not to take it away with a single word, but to hold it within a larger love until it becomes light. He turns slightly, and it feels like he is aware of you. The light in his eyes doesn't change. It was already there, waiting, but now it meets yours. You don't hear him speak aloud, but something within you hears the meaning. That you are seen, that you are loved, that you are not lost. He walks again, slower now, toward the far end of the temple where the great doors open to the horizon. The air there shimmers with morning light. As he approaches, the candles on either side rise in brightness until the whole corridor becomes a river of gold. The sound of his footsteps echoes softly, like the heartbeat of peace itself. You follow in your mind's eye, noticing the way his robe moves as if stirred by unseen hands. The fabric catches light, and you glimpse within it subtle hues of every dawn the world has ever seen. When he pauses near the doorway, the glow around him becomes almost too bright to look at. Yet it isn't harsh. It's the kind of brightness that feels gentle on the eyes, like the moment just before sunrise when everything begins to wake. He stands there for a long time, and the temple seems to breathe with him. Every candle burns with steady flame. Every shadow fades. You sense that this moment stretches beyond time, that it belongs to every soul who has ever searched for hope. When he finally turns again, his expression is one of deep peace. The rosary hangs loose in his fingers, the Bible still glowing softly in his hand. He begins to walk once more through the temple, and this time the light follows from behind, like a river flowing outward to the world. You feel it touch your own heart again, this time deeper, steadier. It feels like something within you has opened. As he moves, the sound of his steps becomes quieter, blending with the faint hum of the candles. Yet his presence fills everything. You can sense that even when he leaves this place, the light will remain. It will stay in the corners of the temple, in the spaces between the stones, and in the quiet of your thoughts when you remember this scene. He stops one last time before the central altar. You see the marks of the journey, dust on his robe, a faint shimmer of sweat on his brow. But they only make his presence more human, more close. He bows his head, and for a moment you feel the world pause. Then he lifts his gaze again, and you see something unending in his eyes, like the reflection of a sky that never darkens. In that gaze, you find your own reflection too. You realize that every light in the temple, every candle, every shimmer of gold is meant to show you what already lives inside your heart. The rosary he holds becomes a symbol of connection, the prayers that bind heaven and earth, the rhythm of trust and surrender. The Bible in his hand represents the light that speaks when everything else is silent. Together, they are the way of peace. He begins to move again, slower than before, as if inviting you to walk with him. And though your feet never touch the temple floor, you feel as if they could. The air hums with the same soft tone that filled it when he first entered. The difference now is that you can hear it clearly. It sounds like calm, like the beginning of faith, like the whisper of love that never ends. The temple doors open wider. Beyond them, the horizon gleams with a light that looks alive. You know he will walk beyond this place, but you also know he never truly leaves. The light that goes with him will spread into every place that needs it. The quiet homes, the lonely hearts, the forgotten corners of the world. You stand in the glow of that understanding. You can feel the same warmth in your own hands, as if the prayer he spoke still echoes through you. The rosary beads seem to move once more, counting not just his words but yours. Every hope, every moment of forgiveness, every step toward peace. The Bible closes softly, yet its light does not go out. It lingers steady and kind. The candles flicker again, one by one, but they don't fade. They seem to wait, guarding what has been awakened here. You sense that even when the room grows quiet again, the air will remember. As he passes through the doors, the morning light wraps around him. The world outside glows brighter for his coming. You hear no voice, but you feel a message settled deep within. That peace is not distant, that light is not lost, that love is closer than breath. The temple stands silent again, but it is no longer empty. It holds the trace of his walk, the warmth of his prayer, and the calm of his presence. And so do you. The light that filled the temple remains now in your memory, alive and gentle. When you think of it, you will find it again, the same stillness, the same quiet assurance that every step taken in faith becomes a path of light. You will remember the rosary, the rhythm of prayer that connects heaven and earth. You will remember the Bible, the light that never fades. And you will remember him, walking through the temple, carrying both, not as symbols of distance but as signs of love that walks among us. Hold this vision close. Let it steady you when days grow dark. Let it remind you that even in silence, something sacred is moving. The one who walked through the temple still walks through every heart that welcomes peace. When you close your eyes, imagine the glow of those candles, the soft sound of the beads, the pages of the Bible shining in gentle firelight. Breathe in that calm. Let it fill the spaces where fear once lived. Let it remind you that no step of faith is ever unseen, and no prayer ever unheard. The temple remains lit. The air still carries the echo of his footsteps. And somewhere within you, that same light continues to move, quiet, steadfast, eternal.